Hi, I'm Bradie from Sparrow Quilt Company. Today I had a very new enthusiastic quilter come into the shop and ask me what exactly she needed to get started with quilting. So I thought this would be a great time to do our guide to quilting supplies and exactly what you're going to need for cutting. So the foundation of our cutting is all done on a self-healing rotary cutting mat, and that is available in all different shapes and sizes. These bright and fun ones I have here are made by Olfa, and they are a smaller size, so they are kind of ideal for a beginner with limited space, or maybe you need something to travel with to classes and retreats and whatnot. So that is a good option for that kind of thing. If you are just starting out as a quilter though, I do recommend maybe getting a mat that's a little bit larger. This one is 22 by 16, and we could easily lay out the full piece of fabric on that cutting mat, so that's probably the minimum size that you want to begin. Underneath all of these other items, you can see that I have quite a large mat. This one is 24 by 36, and that is probably my favorite size. It's most versatile, it fits on most surfaces. There's yet a larger size that goes all the way up to 60 inches, and that one is fantastic if you are more of a really committed quilter and you've got a large space available to you. This little setup right here is a spinning base with a circular cutting mat on it, and this is excellent when you get to the point of squaring up your blocks. So you can make your cuts and then rotate your entire surface to square up all four sides without disturbing or moving the fabric, which helps us stay really, really accurate. This little set also includes a pressing surface, and again, it can go on that rotating base, which makes it nice when you are doing your pressing and that sort of thing. Now let's talk about rulers a little bit. Your basic ruler that you just always want to have in your stash is a 6 by 24. Very versatile, long enough to cut through the entire fabric when it's laid out straight off the bolt, and wide enough to do a fairly decent border. You're also going to want to add a 6 by 12 for when you're cutting up smaller pieces. And this one in particular is called the guidelines ruler. It has this slider that moves back and forth and really helps us do our strip cutting very easily and very precise without a lot of double checking. So I really like that. Once you get your blocks all assembled and you need to trim them up to make sure that they're all the same size, you're definitely going to want a square ruler. I have all sizes of square rulers. If you're going to just start with a particular size, I would recommend the 12 by 12, or this one is a 12.5 by a 12.5. Just gives you that little bit of extra space you may need. Now, add-ons for rulers. I really like to use these ruler handles. It's got suction cups on the back, and this one in particular has a little handle, so when I've got it on my ruler, I don't have to pry at the edge of the ruler. I can just lift the handle, which is quite convenient for me, especially if you wear artificial nails. That's a really nice option to have. Sometimes people struggle with keeping their rulers in place, and using something like a ruler grip is really helpful as well. Again, we've got suction cups on the bottom, and it just adheres to the ruler, and it gives you a little bit of extra pressure when you're holding things down to make that cut. Now let's talk about actual cutting devices. You can see the cutter that I was using just a moment ago. This is an ergonomic rotary cutter, and it's a 45mm size. I really like this one because I can sit while I'm cutting, and I find that the position of my hand, it really reduces the pressure that accumulates on my first knuckle there, and it also eliminates any wrist pain that I get from cutting. This cutter in particular is available in a left-handed version, so you'll know that if you see it has a blue handle. It's available in 60mm, which is quite a bit bigger, so you can cut through lots of layers of, say, flannel. And there's also the smaller one. It's a 28mm. Let's say you're cutting out really fine things, or you're cutting out some really curvy applique. This would be your choice for that type of application. Now, these rotary cutters are pretty basic. What I really love about the Olfa handles is that they're guaranteed forever. Like, it literally says that on the package, guaranteed forever. So your typical yellow handle is kind of their signature product is what I'm going to call that, because they all look like that. But recently they got really fun and they released all these great colors, and this is a quick change blade handle. And again, these are guaranteed forever, and it's just a quick change. I haven't changed one yet, but apparently it's super easy. And you all know that those rotary blades are very sharp, so you definitely want the easiest possible blade changing solution that you can find. But again, those operate exactly the same as this one, just in fun colors. Further to the rotary cutter, you're going to want a good pair of scissors. Sometimes you'll have to cut batting, or if you're cutting a large piece of fabric for a backing, whatever the reason may be, you're always going to find a good big pair of scissors, very handy to have in your stash. For when I'm stitching right at my machine, I need to have my spring snips that bounce back open, that reduces the strain of your hand from opening and closing. And these little guys, I just think they're cute, so I keep them around as well. But they're also really useful to just have beside your machine as thread snips. That's the only thing that I would ever use these two items for. They're not very useful on fabric itself. Well, I hope that you have found this guide to rotary cutting supplies helpful. If you have any further questions, please just let us know. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these products, please just follow the link above this video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.